Today I'm going to show you how to make these super cute pointed butterfly bows, and this is a 3-inch ribbon version. These are really pretty and they're quite big. These measure at just over 5 inches wide, and they're also 4 inches across as well this way. So like I said, quite big ones. And this is in 1.5-inch ribbon, and I've done these double layered, and they're 3 inches by 2 and a little bit. So like I said, they're much smaller in comparison, obviously half the size, half the bow. I'll put the measurements for both in the description box for you, so don't forget to have a look in there. And I'll also put the tutorials for the 2 similar bows to this one, which is the pointed triangle bow and the inverted triangle bow, because they're both along the same lines as this particular make. So if you enjoyed this one, you'll probably enjoy those ones. Stitch placement on this one is very important, because we want to get these curves to go in the right place so it cups and makes the butterfly like effect. So like I said, do pay attention to that part, and I'll put the technique changes to the smaller sizes because you need slightly less stitches on the smaller ones. So we're going to make the 3-inch version today. Let's pop those out of the way. And you want 2 pieces of 3-inch ribbon, 28 centimetres a piece. There you go, 28. And what we want to do, so we want to fold these both in half like so, but we don't want to do a straight fold. We want to leave 3 centimetres Okay, that's 3 centimetres. I'm just going to take a clip and pop that there for a second. So that's one. We want this one to be exactly the same as this one. So you see, both folded exactly the same ways. Okay, same amount. 3 centimetres down, difference like this, and then we're going to pin both of them on the inside on that crease that we just did. So there's that one, and we want it on this side. With the clip. Okay, so you should have 2 pieces of ribbon, both the same. Double check that your pins are in alignment on both sides, and you want the pins coming in on both sides, because like I said, this will help you get the balance of the bow right and get everything nice and even. Okay, just going to double check something. I knew it. One is a touch shorter. Sorry, sometimes my cutting skills leave something to be desired. Sorry. There we go, that's better. Make sure that they're both completely even, otherwise the balance of the bow is slightly off. So like I said, if you do notice that as you're making, do adjust it. So the first thing we want to do is on the bottom pieces, we turn a triangle this way. So the first triangle needs to go in this direction. Okay, and then we bring this bit, this straight edge, against here. So where that point is there, this comes down. Okay, so this is the shape that you'll have. And again, I'm just going to use one of these clips to hold that in place like this. So again, you want the triangle the opposite way, so that one was facing that way, so this time we go to the left rather than the right, like so. And then like I said, we bring this edge back to that point here. And again, I'm going to take one of the clips and we're going to hold that. So like I said, here, as you can see, you've got that like little edge, like lip on both sides. Okay, And then the other one we want to do, so we want to do a triangle backwards. So before we did it forwards, now we're going back like so. So that's where your point is, this bit. Okay. And then we bring this forward and line it up with our edge again. And again, I'm just going to use a clip, and we're going to do exactly the same thing this side. This one goes back in a triangle from that pin to get us our nice point, and then we bring that edge back so that they all line up like so. So like I said, there's your nice point. And there's your nice point that side. And this is what the fronts of the bows should look like. And if we turn those over, this is your shape you get on your back. Okay. So now I've got my double threaded extra strength Gutermann thread. And I'll count the stitches afterwards, because if I pay attention while I'm doing it, I'll lose track and make a mistake. But the difference with this one is normally when I'm making bows, I will come up from beneath. With this style, you want to come up from above, it's from below. So if we're not from above, from beneath. Okay, and the reason we do this is because we want to make that cupping effect. So we want to bring these in instead of turning them out like we would with the standard bow. So like I said, that's why we go from above. I'll show you. Okay, so your 6 stitch drop on this first piece should be going into the first side of this triangle point this side, and your first of your 6 stitches drops this side should be coming back up through that point this side. Okay, and the same as when we came in, we came from beneath, we want to be coming out from beneath as well, so not up, from beneath. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 6 on each side, with the 6 and first one going over the triangle points either side. So that's through that triangle that side, that's through that triangle point that side. And on the back you'll have in 1, 2, in 1, 2, out. So like I said, that will be 2 creases, or 3 creases on each side. Okay, with this one being the centre. And we're going to repeat the opposite. And we're going to start from this end, this way. So we want to be going this side, not the bottom. And again, we want to come from beneath, not above. We want to do exactly the same, 6 with the 6 going over the triangle. And then the same the opposite side, so we've got 12 in total. And try and keep your stitches nice and even. And remember the trick, if we come up from above, we go out from above. There we go. So as you can see, it's already starting to do the cup. And we can take our 2 pins, so as a drop half of pins on the floor. Klutzy Cat is in play today. So now you can use your thread and cinch your bow. And obviously you'll start to see this, we'll fluff it in a minute. So this is the look you should have, and like I said, you've got these points, so like so that's a curve there, and we've got the curves either side on here, and then like I said, I'm just going to stitch a little round back through the other side just to make that nice and secure, like so. And don't worry if it looks a little bit messy at the moment, and then stitch off in the back however you personally prefer. This one. There we go. Move that out of the way. So, just going to sharpen this up a little bit. And this is a look you will get. So like I said, as you can see, it sort of stands up. These ones are sort of facing down. And like I said, that's where you get that nice butterfly effect, and it sits naturally on the desk like this. And as you can see, this is the back of the bow. So these curve a little bit, but like I said, they sort of sit. And these are like this. So this is what it looks like. Angle. There we go. So we're going to put a clip on, wrap our centre, and with this bit, because obviously these gather, we want to hide all of that, so we're going to do a slightly bigger scrunch middle to hide all of that bit. On the smaller ones it's not so bad because you can hide it within the 9mm wrap, but like I said, I do like the scrunch on the 2.5 inches upwards, just because I think it looks a little bit more professional. So there we go, put our clip on. We want to do it across this bit to help give it some support, and I'm using a 60mm clip on this one rather than my standard 45, because again it just needs something a little bit bigger. And then I've got my corresponding 9mm. Don't forget to heat seal our end so nothing frays. And I did heat seal on my ribbon before I started. If you do need any more help or advice on this bow, don't forget I also have the Facebook group, and the links for the page is down below. So if you want to come and join us, I'd be happy to speak to you all, and I'm always about answering comments and things like that. So we're going to wrap round twice. Make sure that's directly over the original ribbon. Cut that little bit of extra off. And heat seal that bit as well. A little bit of glue. There we go. As you can see, that does cover most of it, but like I said, I like to give it a little bit of balance by doing the scrunch. So I've got a little piece of 1-inch ribbon, and as you can see, 1 inch, and I've done by 3 inches. You can normally do about 2.5, but I like to do a little bit longer. I'm just going to cut it down. I'll do just over 2.5. Okay, so that's about 2.5. So what we do is make an S shape, like so. Carefully your fingers. You get this effect, and then we want to do it the opposite way. This side. There we go. So again, the S shape, but the opposite way. And again, carefully fingers. And you'll get this. So you've got the dip that side and the dip that side. And then we want a bit of glue on here. And now if you struggle with left and right like I do, the way I make the bows in the tutorial, where you can see the left and the right side being made at the same time, doing it that way will stop you losing track of where you're making, and it means that you'll be much more likely to be able to make the bow the first attempt, rather than losing yourself and making the same side of the bow twice or a few times in my cases. Because like I said, I find it much more visually easier to be able to make both sides of the bow, the left and right at the same time, and then like I said, I don't lose track and my shapes come out the right way. So like I said, if you do struggle with that, that is a tip to do it. Like I said, do both sides, do your left and right at the same time so you can visually see where you're going and that your steps are going to line up and match like this one. Okay, so there's your lovely scrunch middle. So now I've got two twinsy pointed butterfly bows. They're so cute, they're so simple, and hopefully you really enjoyed this, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!